I've just got an image in the background of the game, so
Well, you can always put the video up.
it's all good. And we're live. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Dave, and this is a kind of a small chat between me and a couple of people online. I'm joined by Dragux, Andre, and
Hello.
John or Phoenix.
Hello.
Hello.
And it's a mixture of people that can test video games or have tested video games before, and people that haven't. And the whole idea for this is, and I'm probably going to be repeating myself throughout this stream when people come into the actual video, but for anyone who's seen this afterwards, hopefully I won't have repeated it too much. What we're trying to do is we're trying to gather people to test Mecha Knights Nightmare, which is a robot game made in Unity. It's made by one developer, and it's meant to come out in August at the moment. It's on Steam, and it's going to be coming out, and it's, like I said, it's a one-man dev thing. And originally, for those who can remember it, I tested it on the channel, and what happened was we broke a lot of the collision, and as a result, that's been fixed now apparently, but it's also I would say that it's being tested. People are probably testing it, but the idea at the moment is to get more people on it, testing and coordinating, people that actually know what they're doing as well, or to try and coordinate people better, because I feel like I've already outed myself previously and said that I like helping people. It's just this thing that I have where when I see somebody who kind of needs help, I can't control myself. So when I saw him, the dev, going out for help on this thing and saying like, look, I'd like people testing, I thought, you know what? It's probably going to be a case of people will just go in and offer feedback and be like, this looks nice, or I think you should add more stuff that looks like it's from Armored Core on it, and not actually test it. And that's obviously not going to be helpful, especially when you're trying to bash out bugs, you know. So the idea is, like I said, to coordinate people, to focus in different areas and get some actual proper testing done and smash as much stuff as we can. And from our point of view, that'll be a lot of time spent. Primarily, I think if I get this coordinated between all of us right, there's at least 7 or 8 of us from Discord and my Discord that want to do this. And I've been given privilege at the moment on the oh crap, something in the background there clicking. I've been given privileges on the devs Discord to try and do the same thing over there, to try and coordinate people. So I might be flopping backwards and forwards between both of them on mic chat, but the idea is to try and coordinate everybody to do this a lot better than it would have been if we'd have just left it to its own devices, and for people to just kind of come in and give the thoughts rather than actually do the testing. So as a result, for the testers, this is going to sound nasty or a little bit sort of I would say masochistic or sadistic. I can't remember which word it is for it. Basically, we're going to get pleasure off destroying this thing. Our job,
I believe sadistic's the word you're looking for, yes.
Our job will literally just be to cause as much of a mess as possible, and by that I mean like find as many bugs, and that's what we're going to go for, is find as many bugs as possible and try and get them fixed before the release date. The dev, on the other hand, I don't want to sound like, you know, it's going to be an absolute living hell for him, but this was the way that I treated stuff when I was in the industry still, and it was literally a case of, I get fun out of breaking stuff, and you get to sit there and try and fix things while I break more things. So if we go off that sort of creed of just trying to look for anything that could be broken and just report it, then I reckon we'll get this thing smashed to pieces. One requirement for everybody is I'm going to ask for people to use OBS all the time to record the screen if they can. Primarily because if we miss anything and it's still in, then we've not done as good a job as we can do, you know, by obviously recording stuff and then sending it in as a bug report. Because it's alright just sort of remembering something on screen from like 6 hours ago and being like, yeah, okay, I'll write that up, and you don't really remember the steps to reproduce. Whereas if you're recording it, you can see exactly what you did and then just put that out as either a small clip or it gives you actual footage or images that you can use to help navigate back to what you did.
So Dave, a good idea too is you can always set up a universal tab for people. We did this back when Firefall was still a thing. The mentors had a huge help with trying to QA because apparently you didn't have enough people. They asked us to set up. We did a giant Excel sheet with all the bugs we could find, videos recorded and put in, and anything that can be repeated, off different accounts, different ways. So it's pretty much the same thing you're
Well, I'll have to look into it if I want to do it like really professional or at least somewhat professional, because the idea is this is the base level of just going into a game and just wrecking stuff and reporting it. But the Excel sheet is a really good idea. The other one that popped into my head was literally trying to get an account on Bugzilla and just keeping it that way, but then you're kind of requiring people to sign up and do all this account stuff instead of just getting in and getting really messy. So I think the Excel sheet is going to probably be the best one for sort of keeping tabs on stuff. Like I said, Bugzilla is kind of one of the things that is used by the industry a little bit because it's free. So that'd be one of the things that I think we'd go for if we had more time. But it's a case of just trying to smash this thing as quickly as possible. For anyone who actually wants in on this and wants to coordinate with us, because I've said I'm going to do this for free, obviously, with everybody, and what we get out of it is the satisfaction of smashing this thing to hell. Because originally it was kind of this whole thing of, wait, are you offering this as a service? And it's like, no, I just want to smash this thing. I'm just like that. I'm weird, So
you gotta work on your wording. You don't want to smash it to hell. You want to help. That's really the word you're looking for.
Dude, I'm aggressive when it comes to bug testing.
Let me smash.
But yeah, the idea is that people who can get in on this with us, if you're not familiar with testing games, the idea is we're going to try and coordinate you in such a way that you'll have an idea of areas that you need to look in for issues, things that you should be looking out for, and just general, if we're on mic, we should be giving each other sort of a little bit of feedback and saying like, look, okay, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. My idea at the moment is to try and coordinate people so that we don't spend more than 2 hours on one thing just to get fresh eyes on stuff every now and again. So we'll be hitting all kinds of different areas. The idea is to try and dedicate one person to each area and then swap them around after a couple of hours of testing. So, for instance, we might have somebody on Exploratory Testing, which is basically just going through the entire thing and just seeing if you find bugs at any point during gameplay. Another person might be doing customization, because this thing is like Armored Core, essentially. So it's like, can you mix it and match any of the parts in ways that you're not allowed to? Does anything overlap? So if you select like one set of arms and then try and select another one quickly, do they both overlap at the same time? Menus and UI stuff, like if you pause in game, is there any way that you can put like another menu over the top of that? Can you pause while you're in the customization menu? Do all the UIs look okay? Do they actually work? Sounds and audio, do all the sounds sound correctly? Do they fire at the right times? If it's got music, is the music fine? Enemy AI, is the enemy AI dumb? Does it get stuck on walls? Is its pathfinding fine? Collision, I've broken that one before on this game, but it's stuff like, can you fall through the floor? Can you fly through buildings? I've looked on
Can
Steam.
the enemy hit you through buildings, etc.?
Can the enemy
we
hit you
should
through
basically
buildings?
stress everything out. I mean,
it doesn't have an online component from what I can tell, but it does have a social media aspect to it, I think, from what I've seen on the menus. I'll have to ask the dev about that, but testing the social aspect of it to see whether that works. And then the last one that I've got at the moment for the write-up is obviously the graphics. Do we find any like tearing on screen? Do we find any graphics that just are not supposed to be there, like any that you might find that are placeholders, things like that? The idea is to try and smash out all of this stuff, no matter how small it is, to try and really rip this thing apart and get it fixed before it goes out to launch. So yeah, hopefully, by the time we've done all of this, we'll have at least brought some more stuff to the devs' attention that will hopefully get fixed before it gets launched. And like I said, in the
As
meantime,
they always say, a launch is a first impression.
first impression on launch is always good. You know, like if you can get a good impression on launch, then you're pretty much set as a dev for a successful time. But yeah, I want to treat this obviously not so much like the industry in terms of professionalism, but at least to a point where we can kind of come on, have a laugh with each other, and wreck this thing, and just be like, okay, look, this is what we found here. Maybe we can use that as inspiration for breaking this somewhere else, or just have a general natter between friends. It should be like that, rather than sort of being sat there for hours on end, not really saying stuff, and then later on being like, so I came up with this issue, so hopefully should be a pretty nice chill atmosphere where we can all have a good laugh. But yeah, if anybody does want to get in on this, I think the recommendation was that you have Windows 10 or something. I'm not entirely sure on that. There's information on my Discord about it, and there's Twitter links about it as well that I'll put up at some point. The dev is active on our Discord and his own Discord, so if you want to go over there and maybe have a look at some of the issues that they've already had, then you can do, obviously. I don't know when testing's going to begin. I'm going to have to ask him that in a bit, but yeah, hopefully this will all go smoothly, or at least we'll get a good laugh out of it. Those are the two ways of looking at it.
Also, if people are interested in knowing what the minimum requirements are, on the Steam page, he does have them.
Let's see. I'm just reading chat now. Break 'em and make 'em watch, says Mecha. Totally balanced video.
I think it's pretty reasonable requirements right there.
Find the pixel that is the Achilles heel, says Vault. I'm sorry, is this AC Horde mode, says Adrian. I mean, I think we kind of had this whole conversation the last time where I said it's kind of inspired by like Armored Core 5, EDF, Muv-Lov. These were sort of inspirations that he'd mentioned himself. So it's kind of one of these things where aliens come to Earth and you've just got to destroy hordes of them and blood goes everywhere. It's a pretty crazy premise, but when I was playing it, it was pretty fun just to mow down plenty of enemies with like dual Gatling guns or something. Let's see what else. Vault says spam buttons until the game crashes or cries. I mean, that's legit a thing that you can do if you want to test inputs. I'm gonna put that down actually, because inputs or controls is gonna need to be tested at some point, because you don't want to be doing like multiple things and the inputs just fail. Vault says, speaking of graphics, are they customizable? I think they do have different settings. That's one thing we're gonna have to check, is how crazy the game runs on certain setups. The thing is with Unity from what I've experienced in the past isn't too intensive on systems, but I could be wrong about that. So I think it'll be a case of us trying to test the game on different settings and also see if that affects things. Like I said, more information when we actually get hands-on build. It'll probably be updated in Discord as to when we're going to get the build, and then we can try and coordinate test times so we can all get on at the same time, or at least try and coordinate this thing in a fashion where there's a couple of us on at a time at minimum to kind of talk to each other and figure out what's going on and what we should be doing. This is a thing though where it's going to be like, we're not just going to be doing it for maybe like 1 hour and then leaving it. There'll be at least like, I'm going to go out there and say like there'll at least be 5 hours of testing for each person on this, and that's just to cover everything, just so that we get a good look at each area. Because like if I go into graphics and I don't find something, and then like in the next hour somebody else does, well then that covers everything really well, because everybody has their own sort of thing that they'll pick up on and that they'll be good at. It's just a case of switching that out and seeing if anything can be found and making up for anybody else's shortcomings. Let's see. Roughly what time would you be doing this? I'm early morning CST. as I won't be able to do early mornings or late nights. Like I said, at the moment, I'm not so sure. I'm going to try and coordinate this myself with the dev, and obviously I'm going to need everybody to put down the time zones probably in Discord so I can figure out who's on what and maybe try and get an average for everybody. Put down when you're available and what time zone you're in, and then I can figure out like what's probably best for all of us. And then hopefully this will all go to plan. Otherwise we can look back on this and just be like, oh no. Vault says, so do we want to be working together in shifts? Ideally together, only because that way we can all work on a different thing and then swap round at some point. For bugs and stuff, it's going to be a case of posting them in our Discord probably to keep track of them, and obviously on the spreadsheet as well that we'll probably end up making like real soon. I'll probably do it after this stream just to make sure we've got access to something and we can all actually use it to keep track of stuff. But yeah, it's hopefully going to be a fun experience. It's the first time I've done this in terms of coordinating people that are both experienced and not experienced. But yeah, I mean, like the last time I ever did something remotely similar was when we did something kind of similar to a Bionicle fan game, and we wrecked that thing as well. So that was pretty fun. And that was running on, I think, Unreal Engine 4 rather than Unity. So it's going to be a weird thing trying to mess around with Unity.
It's going to be interesting.
Vault says, I can make that if you want. Navigating Google Docs is another skill I have. If you want, Vault, while we're on about this. But yeah, the whole idea with grabbing people from Discord was literally just one of those things where I thought it's not so much that I just want to turn around and grab as many people as possible. I wanted to go to the people that I trust the most with this, or people that I know are going to have interest and will actually try and coordinate with us. Because if I was just going to go to complete randoms, it's going to be a case of I don't know whether they'll listen or not. Whereas because I've been with most of you guys now for at least 2 years or longer, and some of you know me for way longer and know me from all the different projects. But it's just a case of trying to gather people together who I trust and who I know will probably do what we're asking, and as a result, like I said, it's looking like people will get copies as a reward for this. So that's going to be a nice reward for people. I can't say that's a definite, but as an example, I broke the collision like crazy on the first build that I touched, and I've been rewarded with a code which I've not actually put in yet, but I want to, and that's a really nice gesture. So I was like, okay, that's great. I don't mind, you know.
Yeah, that's really kind.
So yeah, it's going to be a case of getting everybody together and having a laugh and seeing how broken this thing is or how good it is. Like I said, I'm coming at this aggressively from the perspective that I've come at other games in the past that I've worked on, where it's a case of this thing's broken. I know it's broken. It's just a case of how much do I have to push it until it breaks. For everyone else, it might be totally different. I know like I said, I'm sounding really nasty and aggressive, but that's just the way I approach testing. In general, I'm a really nice person. It's just, I wish I hadn't had to say that, having followed up with, I'm going to be aggressive and break everything. But yeah, no, it's just how I think, because it gets me motivated, and in general, it's come up with some pretty amusing results in the past.
Gentlemen, we have a new nickname for Moody Data. It is Wreck-It.
Better to shatter it now rather than let something sneak through that destroys the game. What I don't want specifically is anything that will just totally break the game, like crashes. If we get any crashes for any sort of reason, that's something that we should be focusing on as a top priority.
Of course.
Anything that messes around with save data or crashes is top priority. Everything else goes in terms of how bad it looks or how crazy it affects the game. I'll probably decide on a priority scale at some point that'll work out, so we can get an idea of what can be like a major concern and that we can focus on straight away and try, documenting in sort of severity of issues. so that we at least know how many of each issue we've got, because we don't want loads of crashes and issues with corrupted save data or save data just getting completely deleted or whatever. This is the kind of stuff that I'm expecting because of stuff that I've experienced in the past. So yeah.
Totally true. So, and other things too, they not just like save datas, but like you said about the collision detections, that's a thing too, because you wouldn't want someone to, I'll use Space Marine as an example in multiplayer. You had a heavy weapon, you could deploy the heavy weapon into a wall and shoot through the wall because the gun would be in the no collision zone in deployment. And that was a big bug. People abused it like crazy in multiplayer, and it eventually got patched, but not before people, broke the game.
So
there's things like that.
In terms of testing,
and granted, this game doesn't have
the multiplayer aspect. Not having multiplayer is better because, to be honest, if it was multiplayer, we'd have to check like that servers work correctly, that everybody's network can run it, that the projectiles all appear on everybody's machine at the same time. So
yeah, more stuff to watch.
More compounding issues.
Yep.
Honestly, network testing would take at least like if you wanted to do it at a really base level, I'm saying like 2 or 3 months just for network testing alone, just to make sure everything is found. But yeah, in terms of
that's from your standard 8 to 9, or sorry, 9 to 5, 8 to 4 work schedule.
In terms of testing, if we ever can't get on all at the same time, we can at least coordinate over Discord. I'm just coming up with this now for a sort of a backup plan, but I'm on most of the time anyway because of my condition, so it means that I can easily just chat to people if I can't actually do anything myself. So that'll be helpful. In terms of testers that actually have experience, Dragux, you've worked on Firefall, haven't you?
Yes, as a mentor, and asked for QA support for them when they were rolling things out near the end.
What else have you worked on?
Well, for fun,
I was trying to remember.
When I was a teenager, I broke the ever-loving hell out of Aeon and Tabula Rasa as a teenager. Collision, that's why I told you Pathfinder. I would just climb up walls, get behind collision boxes. I can pull those.
Andre,
people hate me.
Sorry?
Andre, have you ever done any like testing or anything, either in the industry or outside?
Maybe not. Maybe between friends, because Virgil and the other friends I have met. And yes, I did some testing here and there, but nothing serious.
And I don't have to ask Phoenix. I know Phoenix has done some industry testing because I helped him out when he was in the industry. So
yes.
So John, do you want to at least mention the title that you were on? You were on one main title and you were on a couple of others, and it's not against NDA by just talking about, or at least naming the title, nothing else.
Alright, well, it was Bravo Team, the PlayStation VR title.
So yeah, that's as much as he can say. And same for me. I've worked on over 30 different titles. The last title I worked on was Detroit Become Human for PS4. So yeah, that was fun. That's as far as we can go with that one. But yeah, it's like I said, we're gonna have people that just want to do this to help us out, just to have a laugh, that have no experience. We've got at least 2 of us or 3 of us that have industry experience, and we've got other people that will probably have either done it with friends or just for a laugh, just on like fan projects and stuff. So it's not as if we don't have experience. Let's see here.
Oh, that's one we did really quick. I sent you it's the Word doc we went through for one.
I'm just checking out because Ion's given the dev a role on our Discord. Oh yeah, that's the Firefall issues one. I'm gonna have to check that out in a bit.
Yeah, we were pretty.
Let's see. John says, so what, are we doing a voice chat about this? Yeah, we are, John, if you want to get in on this. If you want, just join the voice chat. Same with Ion. Let's see. I'm just catching up with chat. Vault says, the game is already out, but you can't talk about it. Specifically because of NDAs, we can't talk about our time in the industry, we can't talk about any of the behind the scenes in development and stuff, any of the issues that we found. We can only say as much as, we enjoyed the game, and this is what we worked on. And that's to keep our contracts safe. So yeah.
Yeah, and since Firefall kind of flopped and Red 5 Studios is basically defunct, people can sort of openly talk about it.
Yeah, because of the if the dev were to completely just, or the producer were to completely flop like Firefall, then you're open to kind of discussing it if you want at your own discretion. But let's see. Vault says, oh no wait, I've got Brandon first. Brandon says going to make that note file too. Vault says crashes or something like that prevents you from advancing and being forced to start over. Yeah, progression blockers, they're really annoying. That's another thing that I'm gonna have to put down there. Crashing, save data. I actually forgot about all this stuff. Screen caps are basically mandatory for this. Yeah, either screen caps or, like I said, OBS. If you can get OBS set up and have it recording while you're playing, that'd be the bare minimum. It would do really well if you could just use OBS to capture stuff, especially if you find a bug that you can recreate quite frequently. If you can record it while doing that, it'll give a very, very good idea of how to get that issue again. The idea is that if somebody can recreate this with a very easy set of steps or can do it via video, then it's better for the dev to be able to squash the bug to get it fixed. Brandon says, I can't test Wednesdays or Thursdays. That sounds like somebody else is in. For anybody else who is in on this or wants in on this, please go down in the Discord to the other games section. It's the Mecha Knights Nightmare section. And drop us a note so I can tell who's actually in on this. Because obviously the more people that are coordinated on this, the better. Because then we can just smash out as much as possible. At the same time, I don't want to completely overload the dev. We're up to the NDA bit. John, is that you?
It's Ion.
Oh. I thought John would have been here. Hi, Ion. How you doing?
Who's Audrey Rock?
Andre. Andre is one of my friends from the AC
I'm
community.
an older friend. And sorry for my broken English in advance. I'm a bit rusty.
It's fine, man.
It's fine. Everybody's bad at English, even I am. And I speak it.
Let's see.
As I was saying earlier in the check run, I gave the dev a roll.
Yeah, I just noticed it. Oh, nice one for that, by the way. Let's see. I'm just checking chat here. They no longer have the money to sue you, says Vault, for the Firefall thing for Dragux. Raven says, I'd like to...
Yeah, but it's also courtesy. It's to be nice to the guys, too, because, you know, they did put a lot of hard sweat and tears.
Raven says, I'd like to, but I don't think I can because I don't think my computer can record while playing. That's fine. If you can't record, then at least like screenshots and the ability to write up what happened would be basic, you know.
Another good thing too is if you say your computer can't run the two things at once, you know, that's also good for baseline testing, because it means your computer's lower end, and the lower end computers, can they handle it? Can the graphics go down lower to run it, you know?
Ion, just letting you know. Oh, sorry. Ion, just letting you know. John says he can't join voice chat here.
Alright, I'll fix it up for him. What in the world's going on with the permissions?
I have no idea. I've not touched him.
Okay, somebody removed John's role. I added it in myself.
What the hell? I honestly did not touch it. I give him the blue boy role, but that was it.
I did, and I actually added it to the channel to connect.
That's strange.
Alright.
Let's see.
John, you should be able to join.
Mecha set in chat says it's best to play it safe for the games industry. It's more along the lines of personal reputation. Yeah. Hang on. Slightly better than worrying about federal prison time. Should there be iframes in this game
John.
like GBO 2? Not sure. Hey John, how you doing?
Just playing Hollow Knight and listening to yours.
Raven says, unfortunately, most of my time is taken up by job search and interviews. I mean, I've kind of backed off from job searching at the moment, primarily because of DG sales. But, yeah. As long as we can hopefully work around stuff, it should be fine. John, this will be your excuse to break things and then be like, oh, wait a minute, is this a good thing?
Am I allowed to break this game?
The idea is to break it.
Break it, record.
Yeah, you can run OBS on your machine, right?
Yeah, I used it when I was streaming.
Well, there we go then. Basic requirements fulfilled. So, I mean,
Yeah,
there's...
I can just record it and all that, yeah. Record clips of me playing and see if I come across any bugs.
There's 6 of us here in voice chat at the moment, and there's a load of people that are in stream as well. There's like 11 people watching the stream. I think 6 of us are probably going to be in there as well. But there's
Yep.
there's some people on the Discord that are in the Mecha Knights section as well. So I figure that is going to be, I think when I counted before, it was between 9 and 10 people, I think. But I keep reaching out to people on Steam that I know have tested stuff and trying to get their help as well. And I think I asked Crimson in Discord because he was the guy that was testing the Bionicle stuff in the past. John, didn't you work on that with me? The Phoenix, sorry.
Phoenix?
Yeah, I think in the
John.
beginning. I can't remember why I stopped though, because I think I did do one session with testing with you and some other people, and then after that I didn't go back. I don't know if it was because maybe there was college work at the time or something else came in the way. I just kind of forgot about it after that.
I think it was either college work or it's because the devs didn't listen to us, because the thing is we broke that thing like crazy. We were breaking sequences, we were breaking save files. It was just, everything was broken, and the dev was like, yeah, whatever, I've got other stuff to do, I'm too busy developing the rest of the game. And it's like, well, if you don't fix your game bugs now, then it's going to be an issue. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. And I don't think I've actually heard of that game since. And then the new UE4 games got its promo material out that actually looks way better. It's just like, oh, okay, guess nobody's paying attention to that other one now then. I could be totally wrong, but it's just when a dev doesn't respond to their issues, and at least positively, and be like, okay, look, I need to fix these things, that's when you should get concerned. Let's see. Raven says, can't do that, I'll end up completely broke if I do. I understand that, Raven, it's fine. Has anyone asked Wacky yet? I honestly was going to ask Wacky. I think I should really tag him in this at some point.
You have someone in the Discord called Wacky?
Yeah, I think I was gonna do Wacky and
Ow, my ears.
Wow. I think Chad as well. Oh, but yeah. Hey Phantom. Kaiser says, is the test build free? I think the idea is that we're being given the test build for free. Like I said before, I tested the previous version and I've been given codes, well, a code to the full thing. So I'm assuming that what's going to happen is when we get the go-ahead for this, because the whole point for all of this on Discord and through this video is to reach out to people and be like, look, if you want in, we're going to break this thing, it's going to be fun, we're doing it for free basically. But what it seems like, from what I've talked to the dev about, it seems like we're getting the codes as a kind of a reward for testing this thing. It's just a case of just make sure you do the job. So it's kind of that whole sort of trust thing where it's like, okay, I'm trusting you guys that here's the game, just do the job, instead of just giving the codes out to people and being like, look, I trust you'll do this job, and instead they just kind of play it for a couple of hours and then go, okay, yeah, my feedback is that it looks like Armored Core 5
and they disappear.
And it could use more blood, and then like Andre said, they disappear, they don't do the job, and nothing gets fixed.
I'm just letting you know now, I may disappear from time to time, It's just due to the fact that I work full time and my hours are stupid.
It's cool. So yeah, I think the test build is going to be free. I'll obviously put up stuff to confirm, but yeah. I'm just seeing people in chat talking now. So yeah, I'm gonna finish it up there and let people get back to playing their own games for the moment and keep people updated with all the information that I can. Keep an eye on the Mecha Knights section in our Discord, and if you're on the devs Discord as well, just keep an eye out for stuff there. I'm sure stuff will probably get posted up either real soon or within like the next week or so. So I'll keep people as updated as I can given my situation as well, and we'll try and do this as best we can. So yeah. Anyway.
Of course.
Thank you guys very much for just chilling out, and listening, and hopefully we'll be congratulating each other in future on a job well done. So
I hope so.
Right, gonna end it there.
You know as well as I do that QA.
What was that, Dragooks? Just to finish off.
Yeah, like I said, you know as well as I do, QA's never.
It keeps cutting you off, man. It cuts your
Oh,
microphone
for bloody!
off.
This is quality assurance for Discord, I tell you.
I know, right?
Quality's never done.
Yes, quality is never done. Thank you.
Oh.
Not quality, QA.
Anyway, man.
QA's never done.
Thank you, everybody, for dropping by the stream, and we'll see you hopefully in the future. Bye.